Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So to me, Derek Chisora is finding a way to lose because he does not want to sign a contract for the trilogy between himself and Tyson Fury. Derek Chisora is under this false belief that he can dictate and demand his fight purse. He can dictate and demand the venue. He can dictate and demand when fights take place. I don't think Derek Chisora realizes that he's barely hanging on. You know, what's his name? Eddie Hearn was ready to sever ties with Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora is barely hanging on. At the same time, maybe Derek Chisora realizes that he's barely hanging on, so he really wants to cash out. He wants a fight that's going to pay him 5-10 million pounds, okay? Now, it's my understanding that with Tyson Fury, with this trilogy with Derek Chisora, you guys have to understand, Tyson Fury is not playing around when it comes to negotiations. Tyson Fury, he has the belt. Now, you look at what he gave Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte was pissed to only be getting like that, $7, $8, $9 million. But Tyson Fury was getting that, $40 million or something crazy. Dillian Whyte felt like he deserved more. Now, Tyson Fury going against Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora's lost twice already to Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora are friends. I think Tyson Fury, one, is using Derek Chisora as a stay busy fight. That's very low threat, but it's a stay busy fight before he goes on and starts negotiating a deal with the winner of Usyk and AJ. Okay, that's all he's doing. But I think the first and foremost, that's what it is. A stay busy fight for him, something that's safe. Secondly, because he and Derek Chisora are friends or mates, right? He's just hooking him up with a payday. Okay? But Derek Chisora is not getting in the ring. Derek Chisora has gone on record and said he felt like what they offered him was too low. Now, when it comes to negotiations, nobody's ever going to give you what you want on that initial go-round. It's going to take probably a third or fourth go-round, if it goes that far into the negotiating process, for you to finally get somewhere close to what you feel. So right now, it's nowhere in the ballpark where Derek Chisora feels. My understanding is they're looking to give Derek Chisora about 2.5 million pounds. He's looking at, hey, give me what you gave Dillian Whyte, 7, 8, 9 million pounds. Yo, man, he's not Dillian Whyte. He's not in the position Dillian Whyte was in, and Dillian Whyte never lost to Derek Chisora. Dillian Whyte was coming off of some pretty good wins. Derek Chisora is winning, but he's come off a lot of losses too, and he's already lost to Tyson Fury. So I think Derek Chisora needs to listen to Eddie Hearn in this case. Now, we know Eddie Hearn's going to do what Derek Chisora asked for him. Eddie Hearn works for the fighters. But Eddie Hearn's not delusional either. He knows Derek Chisora isn't worthy of 8, 9, 10 million pounds. Just because Tyson Fury is making that kind of money. And Derek Chisora is going to have to go back, man, and eat a little crow, because he said with Dillian Whyte, just take the fight. Stop, quarreling over money. Take the fight and go and win. And he gave Dillian Whyte a chance to win that fight. But now that, and maybe he said that because of the amount of money Dillian Whyte was getting. But now that he's in a position to fight Tyson Fury, and he's getting the low ball offer, he's feeling a little bit of that anxiety that Dillian Whyte was feeling when it comes to the financial terms. So in my opinion, Derek Chisora has every right to feel the way he feels. We can't tell him he's wrong, right? Those are his feelings. But I think he needs to be more realistic about how he's postured in the heavyweight division. Okay, he's not top 10. He's not even in the discussions for much of anything outside of Europe. Okay, well, England, really. And he's very fortunate to have a lot of great heavyweight fighters, period, that are out of the UK, but in particular in his division, where he has two of the biggest guys, three of the biggest guys in the sport in his division where he can get fights with those guys. If it wasn't for Dillian Whyte, if it wasn't for Tyson Fury, even him mixing up with Joseph Parker, he's basically, he's from New Zealand, but he's over in the UK. If it wasn't for those three guys, man, Derek Chisora would have there's no telling where he would be, especially Dillian Whyte and Joseph Parker. There's no telling where the hell Derek Chisora would be, okay? Couple fights with Dillian Whyte, couple fights with Joseph Parker. He's very lucky to be in the position he's in. However, he hasn't earned the right to sit there and demand and dictate anything when it comes to negotiations with the big man Tyson Fury, okay? Take it or leave it. 80-20 is the deal, 90-10, whatever it is. You got to take it or leave it. But Tyson Fury knows what he's doing. But at the end of the day, I think even $4 million, and it is what it is. Give the man $4 million, push, let him get his last fight, and go off into retirement. Because Tyson Fury is going to, I think he's going to knock him out. Honestly, I think he's going to hurt him really badly. But the uniqueness of all this is we're all looking at what Sugar Hill did for Tyson Fury, right? Hey, man, I don't know if you guys realize this. Tyson Fury and Sugar Hill have severed ties and parted ways. Sugar Hill's not training Tyson Fury anymore. Tyson Fury is solicited the help of somebody else. So he has a new trainer. Okay, so who knows what style he's going to bring into the ring this time. Is he going to be the knockout artist, the boxer? Who knows? But this may be the optimal. See, this is all part of gamesmanship. He's probably bringing on somebody to just fill a space. And he's probably not going to need much help at all from this guy because he knows what Derek Chisora brings to the ring. Chisora can't beat him. Gets in there, clips Chisora. And then right before he'll agree to the fight with Usyk or AJ, whoever wins, and then right as the fight's being announced, and they're not sure who his trainer is going to be, we'll find out all along he's been working with Sugar Hill and he brings Sugar Hill back on. But if Tyson Fury is to fight AJ, I don't think he can try this whole walk him down style. AJ is a much better boxer than Deontay Wilder. AJ has power like Deontay Wilder. And AJ, if he's with Robert Garcia, he may have a different mentality. So that could be the fight that we need to see is AJ and Tyson Fury if AJ looks like the monster that we know he can be. But if he goes in there, man, trying to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and get his ass zapped by the Ukrainian, then, we need to see the Ukrainian and Tyson Fury and then Deontay Wilder versus AJ. And that's how I see it, man. But that's about what we know so far about this heavyweight trilogy clash, is that they're trying to make the fight for this December. Fury won on both occasions, but Derek Chisora just doesn't want to do it, man. He believes that the purse fight was too low right now. So they're going to be back and forth, but, Fury's adamant that the money is sufficient, and Derek Chisora war is more like Derek Chisora run because he's running from the fight. And to be honest with you, I kind of agree with Tyson Fury. I don't think Derek Chisora is scared, but I just think he doesn't deserve no damn 10, 12 million. How the hell are you going to give Derek Chisora that kind of money? And you didn't give it to Dillian Whyte. Now, my thing is, for the UK fans, okay, is Derek Chisora more of a draw in the UK than Dillian Whyte? See, I don't know that. But I know they both do pretty good when they have fights and they headline the events. But I'm not sure. So maybe it's his drawing power that he's looking at and saying, hey, I can sell more tickets than Dillian Whyte. So although he was in a much higher ranking across those sanctioning bodies, it doesn't matter. It's all about putting butts in seats. And I do that. So I should make the same or more than him. But I don't know. But I pretty much feel that if these guys fighting, it's just going to be more of an exhibition bout. And speaking of exhibitions, if this fight doesn't come off, expect Tyson Fury to get in there and maybe do an exhibition or something with the world's strongest man, Hafthor Bjornsson. And that's really what I think is going to happen. So more to come on it, man. We'll see. But, Tyson Fury is all on social media and calling him a crap house and all the things that he always says. But I don't know. We'll see if that contract gets signed. I don't know. But Derek Chisora went on to say to Tyson to stop talking crap. He said that he needs to call Frank Warren and to talk to Bob Arum. And he said, it sounds to me like you just want to hang out with me. So just go ahead and send the paperwork. And Tyson Fury said, hey, I don't need to talk to anybody. I'm not looking to hang out with you. Everything's sorted out. contract could be over there. I sent it to you. You didn't sign. You're scared. And Chisora is saying, pay me more money, and there's no problem. So that's the part that we're at. Tyson Fury is saying he's going to knock Chisora out. I believe he can. I believe he will, because Chisora gets hurt in every fight. And I think Tyson Fury will get him out of there. But that being said, man, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to the veterans. More to come on these two. But Derek Chisora, delusional. He does not deserve 7, 8, 9, 10 million pounds to fight Tyson Fury. He's very fortunate to get an 80-20 split or something like what. It needs to be less to me than what Dillian Whyte received, but who am I, man? That being said, y'all keep cool and I'm in the breeze.